All right, shoot.
Speaking of just presently exited company, how much has Michael Allen's asset been to the How much has Michael Asset been an asset to the offense? You know what I'm trying to ask.
Yes, I do.
Allen is an asset.
Yeah, Mike's done a great job. You know, his progress throughout the course of the season has been awesome, and it's warranted him obviously more playing time and carries. And you know, like all young players that are freshmen, they come in. There's a part of just growing and maturation and learning and how they prep themselves for games and just everything. School, being away from home, like there's a lot. And you know, we usually tell those guys in recruiting, it's not the talent. It just takes time sometimes for players. And the worst thing we can do as a coach is put a player on the field that isn't ready, because then they go out and they don't have success, and then you know it's just a bad way to start your career. And so you know, you just bring them along slowly until you feel like they're ready to go out there and do their thing, and then you turn them loose. And been very pleased with him.
MJ said he was going to use the last game as a learning experience to try to get better from it. How does he handle that this week in practice?
Yeah, I think you know, he played a little bit like a freshman starting the second game at times. And I think he saw that. I think during the game you don't realize it, and when you sit and you watch the tape afterwards, you start to realize, should have gave that one, should have pulled this one, I missed this throw, and things of that nature. So I think he tried to do too much at times, and he just needs to keep doing what he did previous games, which was just kind of running the offense within the confines of the offense. He doesn't have to be Superman. He doesn't have to make incredible plays. He just has to distribute the football to the correct guy at the correct time. And I think sometimes that's hard. And for a young player that's been a star to come up, I've gone through this before with other young quarterbacks that played. They can get away with those things in high school, and they can't get away with them in college.
Coach Garrison had to shuffle things around with McMahon and Anthony Carter getting his first extensive playing time this year.
Yeah.
You know, how hard is that mid-game?
It's hard, really hard. You know, I thought Dylan did an outstanding job for a guy that, I mean, he maybe gets 3 or 4 reps every 2 weeks at center, to have to go in and make all the calls, all the, you know, protection calls, the run calls. And for Anthony Carter, I mean, he hasn't played all year for us to go in. I thought he played really, really well for us, and was excited to see his progress, you know, and for him to be able to go in and play like he did. And so that's obviously a bright sign.
Penix also banged up, kind of hung in there in the game Saturday, made some plays while he was banged up.
What a tough competitor he is, man. My hat goes off to him, and just the respect you have for that guy playing through all the bumps and bruises and injuries he has, and the love he has for his teammates in the game. And he just keeps fighting. And you know, he certainly is a difference maker. You can see it. I mean, once again, he's played a game and a half and a couple touchdowns and some big catches for us.
When you watch Louisville, you guys do it yourselves. Seems like the college football game is send 7 against 6. Try to send 8 versus 7. You know, obviously they blitz and blitz and blitz.
Yeah.
You know, how difficult is that in college football?
Yeah, it's hard. You know, they're kind of feast and famine. You see, they get a lot of tackles for loss, a lot of turnovers, a lot of sacks, and they've given up some big plays. And sometimes that happens when you're pressuring a lot. So they're good. They're fast. They can run. They're very multiple in terms of fronts and coverage. So it's going to be quite a challenge for, you know, our guys.
For running backs and tight ends, how difficult is blitz pickup for them?
They're definitely involved in it, much more so than other games that we've been involved in. This will be one that they definitely have to do a good job.
Is that good, guys?